Rob?
Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Rogues in the Batman universe. And today we're taking a look at my second statue that my wife got me on Christmas. This is the Kotobukiya 1/10 scale, the ArtFX statue Nightwing. It says Nightwing Origins limited edition. So it's kind of weird that they put Nightwing Origins on this. I'm not exactly sure why they did that. But nonetheless, this is the New York Comic-Con exclusive blue variant. Being in the New 52 now, we're pushing 4 years. I've got quite used to Nightwing being red, and I kind of more started leaning towards Nightwing being red and black as opposed to blue and black. The blue and black was a New York Comic-Con exclusive. The standard version of him is in his New 52 costume. Originally, the New 52, when they were designing him, he was going to be his traditional colors of blue and black. But kind of at the last minute, they decided to change him to red and black, so he kind of represented more of his Robin heritage, if you would, rather. But the designs in the first issue of the Nightwing series showed, if you buy the trade paperback or the hardcover of the first Nightwing run, you could see the first rough sketches of them creating Nightwing in the New 52 with the blue and the black. So that's kind of cool that I've got a New 52 Nightwing here as far as the design and the panel lining and layout, but he's in his blue and black costume, which it is really kind of cool. So like I said, this was a New York Comic-Con exclusive, and Kotobukiya had put up their remaining statues that they had left from a New York Comic-Con to sell for the general public. And I had assumed by that point, now this is December, that those were going to be long gone, so I didn't even bother to mention that to my wife when she was wanting ideas for Christmas and different type of things. I had made mention that Olivia had picked this guy up. So I don't know if the time that I'm shooting this review or that you're watching it, if Olivia has put up her video. But she went to New York and stood in line to get this particular Nightwing. And then, you know, months later, my wife remembered me saying that Olivia had picked this up and how cool I kind of thought it was that she's got the blue variant. So my wife thought, well, I'm going to get you another statue, and I'm going to see if I could track down the blue variant, and she did. So I'm just simply stunned and floored by the graciousness that my wife treated me this year for Christmas. So much like the Batman package, this is a lot smaller. It's not in a big as bubble package that Batman was in. It's a little bit more streamlined and probably makes more sense for retail wise and just manufacturing. They saved themselves on a lot of plastic, but still the very clear plastic design. Normally this would everything would be red on the Nightwing package where it is blue, but because this is the New York Comic-Con exclusive, it's now in blue. Here is the Ed Benes art here. From the Nightwing first series in the New 52. I did like his art, but he didn't last too long on the series, but it was really cool. So that's where the statue is designed from, is from the Ed Benes art. So we won't waste any more time. Let's get the blue and black Nightwing out of package, and we will get a closer look. Can't wait. All right, we've got Nightwing out of package, and wow, just... again, an amazing piece. I think I just said, wow, amazing, fantastic a lot in Batman's review. I didn't say it in Batman's review, and a lot of the information that is on the box is all written in Japanese. So I was trying to see what these were made out of. Just from watching some reviews, people weren't saying, and I thought they might have been metal, or they could have been plastic or a plaster Paris. So I believe these are some type of plastic. Batman's cape is definitely a hard plastic that I'm thinking the whole statue line is probably a type of plastic with a very glossy and metallic type of paint over top of it. So if I'm wrong, I apologize, but it's kind of been hard to track down that information unless I've missed it on their website. But again, such a cool piece. This was a New York Comic Con exclusive, and Automatica had gone to the New York Comic Con, and a big reason that she had gone was to pick up this guy, and I can't remember exactly how long she said she had to stay in line or stand in line for it, but she was able to walk out with one. Now, I don't know if I would have picked up the blue on my own if this was in the store. I might have leaned more towards the red, being that the red is the new 52 look for Nightwing, but seeing him here in the blue and kind of harkening back to his pre-New 52 look, it looks really, really good. And it has that classic Nightwing look, and I don't mean the classic like the disco 70s color, John Travolta, hey, what's up, kind of a look. But the blue just really does something. As much as I got to liking the New 52 red on Nightwing, the blue, it really says something. So little did I know that you could still pick this up on Kotobukiya's website, and that's what my wife did when she was buying Batman. She saw the word exclusive on this and saw where the exclusive was from, and by me just mentioning that Olivia had picked one of these up at the convention, she thought, well, that'll be even more special that she was able to get an exclusive for me, and just a fantastic piece. Now, my Nightwing does have a little issue. You can see right there at the foot that I took the base off of, the magnet came out of his foot, so I don't know if that's something that should have happened. I'm imagining that I could put a little bit of super glue or a little bit of tape to keep that magnet there. It goes in enough, in and out of the foot easy enough. I don't have to worry about it. The other one still stays on. But here's the plastic base with the magnetic piece that's inside here to keep a Nightwing very steady on the base. As you can remember from Batman's review, that the word Justice League is not here anymore. They probably would have had to have gone to a little bit more extra trouble to write, like, Nightwing or Cyborg or Superman or, whatever it was. So I think for the rest of this line, it's just the generic black base. And I've got Batman's here right off to the side where it says Justice League. I think I said in Batman's review, when I get Robin, he's probably going to come on a base just like this. So I'll be able to put Batman on Robin's base along with Nightwing on his own, and have Robin straddle the two bases. So I'll have a base that I'm not using for how I display them. But anyway, let's get a closer look at Nightwing here. But the detailing and the sculpting that is on here, these are just flawless. And it's nice to see that there are no paint oversprays or somebody got out of the lines as they're painting by number. But the armored plating and the panel lines just look nice and clean and crisp. And that blue just really does pop out off of the black. And I love it that the stripe goes all the way down to the tips of his fingers. They are not blue on the bottom, just black. In the beginning of a New 52, Nightwing's costume went through a couple different changes. Granted, it was red, but the red stopped here right up at the shoulder. And then a little while later, it went down to the arm. And then finally, it made its way all the way to the tips of the fingers. And that was Brett Booth that finished that out, so the red stripe went all the way down. If you have the first initial trade of the Nightwing series in the back, you can see that they were toying with Nightwing's design, that he looks pretty much as it is, but they did a mock-up of red and blue both, and the red ended up winning out in the New 52 because they wanted to tie that into more of his Robin heritage, since all the Robins wear red. So You have Red Hood, Red Robin. Robin wears red, and Nightwing was the only one to not have any red on him, so that's why they did that. But it's really hard to get the light in here so you can see with it being such a black figure, almost all black on black. But just the panel lines just look really, really good. And the figure's not that heavy. So it definitely feels plastic, where I think if you put too much pressure, you probably could snap something, so be very careful. He does come with an accessory. He comes with one Eskrima stick, which I thought was kind of odd. It's just a plastic piece, and the hand is sculpted so it can go through. It has these little ridges on it as to denote that this is the top of the Eskrima stick. There's not a hole or a holster here. Now, he normally goes with 2 sticks, and this is the odd thing that they did with his hand. It's almost like he's kind of doing a surfing motion with his hand outstretched here. And I'm wondering if that's done for a purpose, and we may have to wait till February or May. I know that's a little bit odd in the time frame, depending on when the release date of Robin Damian is. I'll get into that in just a second. But with them being able to put a hole in the hand over here, I half wonder maybe why they didn't put 2 holes up here in the back to put the Eskrima sticks in at the at a latter part in the new 52. Let's back this out just a little bit. Brett Booth kind of tweaked Nightwing's design, where he added a little bit of a red stripe here off to the side that kind of looked like a belt that kind of came through this side, and then he made a holster for Nightwing's Eskrima sticks on his side after a while, instead of having them in the back. But I guess what I'm getting at here is I'm kind of curious why they didn't, let me get the Eskrima stick in here, why they didn't give the second stick and attach it somewhere on him, as if he only pulled out 1 stick, or have not given any and maybe sculpted the 2 up here, or not made it so he can have 1 in his hand. It might have been kind of cool to see 1 in both hands, and you can obviously stand him up to not have either one, but with his hand sitting there with the hole, it does kind of cry to have something in there. There's 2 magnets. Again, like I just showed you, one of my magnets had come out, but it just sits right over the top. And there it goes, and I could still then move him around anywhere on the base. But just a fantastic figure, and I want to look at the face again. I know we looked at him really close in my year-end review, but the face sculpt is just really, really good. And I like that they add these little sides to all of the former Robins and the current Robins mask, rather than just a straight domino mask. Gave it a little bit more bird-like. His hair is sculpted really, really cool as well. Although, sadly, in the new 52, Nightwing is no more. Dick Grayson is now a James Bond type of a secret agent. I'm still on the Grayson title. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that yet, but that's a discussion for a later time. So what I'd like to do right now is bring up Batman, and we'll take a look at the 2 of them side by side, and I'll get into the hand and the way and maybe why they're looking at the direction that they are. We'll be back in 1 second. Here are Batman and Nightwing side by side, and they look fantastic together. Now, depending on how you have them stand, if I reversed, let's see if I can do this without messing it up too much. I got the other magnet sticking to Batman here. Apologize about that. 1 second. Those magnets are strong. So if I have them reversed, they're not really looking in a general direction. Looks like Nightwing's looking off, to his way, and Batman's kind of looking off his way. So if I reverse them back to the way they were, and I put this magnet back down for Nightwing, bear with me just 1 second. And I like that they're magnetized. They can stand on their own without the base, but I feel a little bit more safe that they are on their magnetized base and they won't topple over as much. So, I had to get Batman positioned just right so his cape's on a little bit more. Now if I've got them both this way, they both seem to be looking in one general spot. So I half wonder, now this isn't Damian by any stretch of the imagination, but here is my Mattel Robin. Now it appears that they are both looking at one central spot, like they would be looking at Damian when he comes out. So if you were to straddle Damian between the two figures, and I half wonder with that hand if Damian is short enough that Nightwing's hand might fall right on Robin's shoulders. So I might have to imagine Damian's probably going to be a little bit taller than this Mattel 6-inch figure. And even if it's not, maybe it's just a general hand on the back of Damian. It's hard to tell. But as you could tell, they're both looking down at the same thing. And Robin's face on these pictures that we've seen so far, he's facing forward, like straight at us. So that might be kind of cool to think that Kotobukiya, as they were designing these, had a plan in mind. So it could have been just dumb luck, but I don't know why you would have sculpted Nightwing to really be looking down at anything. It's not like that there's a ArtFX statue that's on the ground, like a thug that Nightwing has just beat senseless or something. So I half wonder if these three weren't supposed to be put together. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's all going to turn out. But neither here nor there, the two do look really good together. And it does, I think it helps a little bit more if you have Nightwing on the left and Batman on the right, as far as getting the two standing side by side. At least they both appear to be looking at something rather than being upset with each other. So body language is everything, right? So I just wanted to show you that, and I'll be more curious as to when Damian comes out. The reason I said February and May, the initial release is supposed to be in February, but I saw something that said May, so I really hope it's the February release. But anyway, here's Batman and Nightwing ArtFX statues together. All right, the final statue that I received from my wife from my Christmas haul this year. I'm blown away and surprised. Very much surprised that she was able to get a hold of the blue one. I would have thought that they would have been gone. I know this Nightwing is going for a pretty penny on eBay right now. So hopefully if somebody out there is thinking about purchasing this one, you still can through the Kotobukiya website. For the exact same price as all the rest of these statues that are currently out there. He might be just a tad bit more, but shouldn't be overly expensive. I know I've seen him go as high as $60, $70, maybe even $80 on eBay or some Amazon sellers. So I would watch out for that. Something I just realized here as I was kind of going around with the figure, that they did include the gauntlets, the spikes on Nightwing's costume, as he's supposed to have in the New 52, but it was just something I kind of glossed over there. But just a fantastic sculpting on this guy. The paint work on the Kotobukiya statues is absolutely flawless. You could tell a lot of time and care is put into each one of these. I think these are a must-have in your Batman collection if you want something a little bit different. If you're somebody like me that has only traditionally ever bought action figures, I've always kind of wanted a statue, and I know sometimes they can get really expensive, but when you get something that's really nice, you have that thing that's in your collection that you just enjoy looking at. And these Kotobukiya ArtFX statues are just absolutely fantastic. Just as if they stepped right off the page. The suits and costumes look exactly like you would imagine them to. And if you're somebody that likes the old school Nightwing colors with the blue and the black, then this guy might be for you. And like I said, you can check him out on the Kotobukiya website, just like my wife did. And this was the total surprise this year for Christmas. I'd asked for the Batman ArtFX statue, got it, loved it. And then I got this one, and I was just really, really floored that she even thought to look for this. So thank you very much, honey. But today we've been taking a look at the I'm losing my train of thought here. The Kotobukiya ArtFX Nightwing statue in 1/10 scale. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogues and the Batman Universe signing off saying we will see you guys next time.